Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
Last night, Smackdown, USA Network, Friday night. Was it good to be alive on a Friday night last night? As we always do, we get your review, your comments, your thoughts, your opinions of what we saw, what we got, what we witnessed, what we heard on the Blue Brand of Smackdown last night. Match of the night, moment of the night, storyline of the night, the wrestler of the night, the champion of the night. What about Sami Zayn showing his true colors? Sami Zayn showing his true actions to Cody Rhodes with the Clash in Italy right around the corner next week. And then tonight, Saturday night's main event, a really strong mid-card Saturday night's main event, if you ask SeanzViewEnt Entertainment. This is really going to be a time for the mid-card to shine. It looks a little odd. It looks a little different. This isn't the usual Saturday night's main events that we usually get, that the WWE is giving to us, but that is exactly what we're in for tonight. The mid-card is going to give us a showdown, hopefully, of epic proportions. And again, guys, do you think Saturday night's main event will end up being better than SmackDown? Or was SmackDown a better show? Was it a stronger show? Was it a more fluid show? It was a show without any gingerbread men, so that was a plus. That was a positive. But why, viewers, why is the WWE going back to Open Challenge? U.S. Open. Listen, an Open Challenge in the WWE used to mean something. It used to have integrity. It used to have morale. It used to have importance. Okay? It used to have influence, when John Cena did it, When John Cena did the U.S. Open Challenge, that's when it was important. That's when it was crucial. That is when people cared about it. But then you started doing it with, Sami Zayn. And then you started doing it with Tiffany Stratton. And then you're doing an Open Challenge with Oba Femi. And it's just getting to be redundant now. I mean, listen, that's one of those, the Open Challenge is one of those things that you got to do few and far between so it holds more significance, so it holds more importance. But what that shows me is that there is a very big booking problem. There is a very big creative problem in the company, in the WWE, to just keep coming up with these open challenges. Again, anybody could come up with that concept. Anybody could say, oh, well, we don't got nothing for you. Let's do an open challenge. I mean, can you not? How hard is it to come up with an angle, a storyline, a predicament for your top champion on SmackDown? There has to be something to it. But you got a creative room full of all these people, full of higher-ups. And this is what we get. This is what they do. That was the SmackDown for you last night. Did the WWE lay the SmackDown on the WWE fans last night? Or were you really in tuned into what we were watching, what we were getting, and the complete build? Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of the shocks of the night came in. Imagine the scene that will be backstage in Turin, Italy. It's 48 hours before WWE Clash in Italy. The production trucks are wired. The stage is being built, and the final timing sheets are pinned to the bulletin boards in the gorilla position. Roman Reigns, the man who has carried WWE on his back for half a decade, the longest reigning champion of the modern era, walks in, entourage in tow, expecting to see the tribal combat match against Jigafy 2 sitting right at the bottom of the page, the 10:30 p.m. slot, the main event, the closing act. Instead, his name is at the top, 8:05, match number 1, the curtain jerker. Now, we've already heard about rumors and gossip and speculation about problems in a very turbulent time with TKO and its WWE superstars and all the pay cuts, no pay raises. And now, get this, now TKO and the WWE wants the WWE to do more live events, more house shows, but get paid less and accept pay cuts. You gotta be kidding me. Make that make sense. Now, Roman Reigns isn't co-main eventing Clash in the Castle. No. He isn't even in the middle of the card. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, your World Heavyweight Champion, has been booked as the opener, the curtain jerker. Backstage goes dead silent. Roman doesn't ask a producer. He doesn't ask a writer. He bypasses everyone, kicks the door closed to Paul Triple H Levesque's makeshift office, and the walls start shaking. Roman Reigns could go completely off script. He isn't yelling at Triple H, the booker. He is shooting on the game Triple H, the executive. Roman knows exactly what this is. This isn't about the crowd pacing or time management. This isn't about ESPN and ESPN getting what they want for the WWE PLEs. No. This is a corporate hit job. This is TKO sending a $1 billion message. Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about exactly how and why WWE management could be trying to break Roman Reigns. To understand why this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, you have to look past the wrestling ring and look at the boardroom. WWE is no longer a family-run traveling circus. It is a corporate asset owned by TKO Group Holdings, and in this era, the biggest buyer in the room is ESPN and Netflix. Now, here's the thing. $5 billion to acquire WWE programming. They didn't do it for prestige. They do it for continuous year-round viewership metrics. Roman Reigns has operated on a highly protected, limited date schedule for years, and TKO executives and Netflix want their biggest box office draw on television every single week to drive the algorithm engagement and subscriber retention. Rumors suggest that TKO has pushed a new, highly lucrative but physically grueling full-time contract onto Roman Reigns' desk again. They have implemented live events and house shows with less pay, with pay cuts, demanding that he carry the flag for the Netflix ESPN era. Remember when it was just so easy and so simple, the WWE Network and the USA Network? Remember when it was just so easy, $9.99 a month? Knowing his worth, protecting his health, and eyeing Hollywood, refuse Roman Reigns. The Cody Rhodes contract. TKO as Cody Rhodes is a champion who will gladly wrestle 150 nights a year and do every morning talk show and wear the suit. To TKO, Cody is the model employee. Roman is the rebellious independent contractor. By demoting Roman to the curtain jerk of the first match at Clash in Italy against Jacob Font 2 at WWE's PLE, TKO is trying to shadow the leverage. His leverage. They are telling him, we own the platform. If you don't sign a contract, we will give you a spotlight to the guy who will. Now, this is why Roman explodes, specifically could explode or shoot on TKO or the game Triple H, or there could be issues, there could be problems. Hunter is a former wrestler. He knows exactly what it means to be bumped from the main event. Roman expected Hunter to fight for him in the boardroom to protect the integrity of the tribal combat match at Clash in Italy. Instead, Roman walked into that office realizing that Triple H's hands are tied by his corporate bosses. The shoot wasn't just anger, it was the realization that the era of Vince McMahon protecting his top stars from the corporate rules is dead and gone. TKO is in charge now. If TKO thinks that they can bully the tribal chief into a grueling schedule by humiliating him at Clash in Italy as the opening match, because everyone was shocked when they heard that, they are playing a very dangerous game with the tribal chief. Roman Reigns is not just another guy on the roster. He is the biggest box office draw of the modern era, and he holds several massive trump cards that he can play to force management's hand. And if you are breaking this down for the viewers, I am going to break this down as we just talked about, as we just heard. Ladies and gentlemen, this is absurd. What do you think about Roman Reigns opening the night? So what will be the main event? What will be the closing match at WWE Clash? And probably Brock Lesnar and Obafemi. You would have to assume. You would have to speculate on that right here and right now. But ladies and gentlemen, among that, we are also receiving word, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters at this time. And a major development. What did you think about Tony Khan publicly calls out indie promotion over Mance Warner claims, and Baron Corbin is expected for a WWE return despite public denial? Again, Baron Corbin has said it. He's denying it. Also, Darby Allin, the AEW World Champion, who's in a title versus hero match reveals he's getting married very soon. And what did you think about the debut to the main roster of Blake Monroe on SmackDown last night? Also, Vince McMahon update. Vince McMahon would allegedly forget his own instructions and explode backstage in the WWE. Well, that is what Roman Reigns is probably going to do, is explode on Triple H, explode on TKO for the treatment and for what they are doing and trying to minimize what Roman Reigns and his impact and what he means and his aura to the world of professional wrestling. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Breeze addresses future of Up, 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 Down after Xavier Woods' exit from WWE. Also, WWE reveals the first Clash in Italy matches airing on ESPN. Also, ESPN quietly restores AEW section with major Darby Allin feature before Double or Nothing. Alexa Bliss signs with new talent agency for representation outside WWE. Also, Bianca Belair, ladies and gentlemen, reveals why pregnancy announcement almost didn't happen at WrestleMania 42. Also, ladies and gentlemen, with Blake Monroe finally on the main roster in her official WWE SmackDown debut, according to PW Insider Elite. Monroe, as we all know, this came out before SmackDown, was backstage, and it was said, was she going to be in the ring? Was she going to be in a segment? Was she going to have a match? Well, as the world saw, we saw Blake Monroe last night. Also, Roman Reigns opens as heavy favorite over Jacob Fatu for WWE Clash in Italy match. And Joe Gacy confirms his first post-WWE wrestling appearance after Wyatt 6 release from the WWE. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions on that. Because we here on Sean's View, we don't give you the least. We give you the most. We give you the credible. We give you the undeniable. We give you the updates. We give you the exclusives. We dare to dig deep. That's what she said. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sean's View Entertainment, where we give you the significant breaking news, where we impact you, where we don't sideline you, where we don't sidetrack you. But ladies and gentlemen, we got more news and rumors coming in at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, we are receiving word right now that Dominic Mysterio, the former Intercontinental Champion, reveals a crazy idea for a Money in the Bank cash-in, and Ludwig Kaiser receives a grand welcome in Mexico following his arrest. Also, WrestleMania rematches made official for Clash in Italy, and Jey Uso declares himself the best world entertainment wrestler in the world. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your feedback on that. You are what matters. Let's brew it up for each and every one of you. Plenty more to come around the clock. I will never stop for each and every one of you. Subscribe.